Okay.
You don't have to sound exasperated already. We just started.
I'm tired, dude.
I'm Jacob. That's my introduction.
Great.
How's it going, everybody else?
Alright. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cornucopia cast, or whatever we're calling it now.
I thought it was the Corncast.
No.
You gotta put some effort into this, man.
I'll get there.
Now.
I'm not gonna oversell it.
You have to.
No, I do not.
If we don't oversell it, then nobody's gonna buy.
No one has to buy. It's fucking free. Jesus.
Is it free?
Yes.
When is it free? Nothing's free.
Okay.
But you gotta put effort into it, man.
You know,
you can't just be like, oh, well, here I am again.
At one point, I was literally going to phone it in, so you can just stop. Okay, so this is the Cornucopia cast, and as I'm sure you can already tell, someone else is introducing everything because we went out of our way to change what we thought was going to be everything, and ended up changing pretty much nothing. But I'm apparently going to be the host from now on, me being Phyllis Matthias, Flip Switch, whatever. So let's go with Phyllis. So welcome to the severely delayed second episode of our podcast.
We got caught in a time warp.
A time warp that involved me having a cough. So
we were going to JCPenney's and we took a left at Albuquerque. Fell into a time paradox, and well, we fought zombies.
You know, to be fair, given my navigation history, that's not too far outside the realm of possibility.
Well, that's what happened.
I once ended up in the wrong state because I took a wrong turn.
Nice.
But, alright, so might as well introduce ourselves again. I already introduced myself, so somebody just start introducing themselves. I don't care.
I've already introduced myself, so.
Okay, great.
I am the late, great Aaron of the first podcast.
Oh no, he's dead.
Well,
we got ghosts!
We propped him up like Weekend at Bernie's, got a sweet pair of shades, and all of these are previous recordings.
I don't remember what I called myself in the first podcast, so call me Butch.
This is the other Aaron.
Okay.
He's the one of the Aaron.
Alright, well, so a lot has happened over the past 3 weeks.
Nothing has happened over the past 3 weeks. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry for stretching. I mean, a lot and nothing has happened, but, so to cover all that, we're going to start with, we're changing up the formula slightly. We're going to start with our weeks, and then we'll go into game rankings. So, who wants to go first?
Well, you're the host.
You know what? You go first.
Me?
Yes.
He's got a gun pointing to him right now.
It's true.
Pretty much an average week. Played some games. Pokemon.
I was gonna say, what games?
Pokemon. Call of Duty.
Warzone?
No.
Oh.
A few times. I don't really care for it. More Pokemon. Still haven't gotten my Sobble, my shiny boy. That's about it.
So if you want to help him out, look him up.
Yeah, if you want to send a shiny Sobble his way.
Don't worry.
I'd rather earn it. It's about pride.
Yeah.
Sure.
I learned to give up my pride a long time ago.
It's true.
Yep. Still won't get me my fucking holy moonlight sword in Bloodborne though. I have to do that by my own fucking effort.
Yeah, you have to do it at level 11 too.
19,
whatever. It's close enough.
Sadly, I could not do the game at level 11 as much as I wanted to. But alright, so
Wow, this is a train wreck. Okay, fine. So, my past 3 weeks, I've been doing some breathing, some sleeping, some being awake. Yeah, it's been pretty great. All right, Aaron.
Alright, so I've been, as you guys last know, Jacob and I, we bought 18 games. You know, Jacob and I
22.
Okay, Jacob bought 22. I bought 18. So I've been trying to play as many games as I could, and I bought Moonshiner. That was pretty fun. I think that's
Moonlighter.
That's a very different game.
It's a game where you play as a merchant and you go into dungeons.
And make alcohol.
Yes. Yeah, I like the game. The only thing I don't like is that you gotta build your town, which I think is kind of dumb. I think the premise is really cool where you sell a bunch of shit and people steal from you. I don't know who the fuck keeps stealing from me, but every goddamn day I lose something. And so moving on. So then I played Far Cry Primal. That game sucks. I hate that game.
It's a shooter. Why are we going back
It's not a shooter.
It is a shooter.
Far Cry Primal?
Well, not Primal, but the Far Cry series is a shooter.
There's no guns in Primal.
It is an open world shooter.
No, it's not a
The
shooter.
series.
It's Skyrim with guns.
The series is a shooter, not Primal.
At least I didn't get
That's why Primal did not sell well.
No, it's
people were
because it was the map from 4 reskinned.
Pretty much.
Well,
It could have been a
That's
DLC.
basically what they did for Blood Dragon.
Yeah, but Blood Dragon at least has some character to it.
Blood Dragon at least worked.
Blood
Blood
Dragon
Dragon was
wasn't
fun.
$60 though.
Primal was $60.
Yeah.
I thought Primal debuted at 40.
I thought you
Much
you
like,
had.
Well, okay.
Much like
They marketed
New Dawn or
Primal as a
whatever.
whole new Far Cry experience.
So I thought I thought it debuted at 40 or 60, and then New Dawn. I think New Dawn started at 40 because they knew it was going to be a backlash if they charged 60.
That one was pretty bad too.
But anyway, so then I quickly moved on from that game, and I started playing One Piece World Seeker. And let me tell you, that game is a hell of a lot better than Primal, and it still sucks. But I like playing it, and I love hearing... Okay, let me go on my little tangent. I think Luffy should have a higher pitched voice, but when I watch the movie and play the game, he has like 2 different voices. And it's like, I can't tell, because one's like deeper. He talks like this. I'm like, that's not fucking...
It might have something to do with where the story goes. I don't know.
But yeah, that's pretty good game. It's like Spider-Man, but you can't grab on everything, which is annoying. And then watched an anime called Padmere Inverted. I think is what it's called. It's like where 2 characters, they both don't stand on the same ground. One stands upright and the other one stands down. Right, whatever.
So Star Wars, Episode 3.
No.
What?
One has the high ground and one doesn't.
No. one face is one direction, the other face is the other. It's like a trading card.
So
Damn subterraneans. Mole people.
The plot is there's a bunch of scientists years and decades, probably hundreds of years ago, who wanted to mess with gravity, and then ended up fucking them up. And then one people stand on the ceiling, and the other people stand on the ground.
Do they bump their heads when they walk together?
No, because they live in separation.
Oh.
so they don't. There is no like stepping outside and falling into space.
And the one area is they're like basically dictators. Like you can't look at the sky, you can't do anything. You have to follow a line. You can't move out of that line. If you do, you're basically arrested.
Oh, so it's like Freedom Wars in that sense.
Ooh.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you know, Freedom Wars is that game where you do anything, you get more jail time.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be the game.
You can earn. Well, okay. You could theoretically earn your freedom.
Yeah, but doing that gets you more jail time.
I'll just say it's a good movie. It's 5 years old. Check it out. It's made by. I don't think it's made by G Kids, which is I think affiliate with Studio Ghibli. So Walmart has a bunch of anime movies, and I was like, you know what? I'm on an anime kick. I'm gonna buy a bunch of anime. So that was my past couple weeks.
All right. So what the hell did I do? Let's see. I got a cough, so I haven't been working for a while. So I've had a lot of time, and in that time,
You did nothing.
No, far from it. In that time, I eventually grew so apathetic towards the games I was playing that I went out on a whim and got Disney Plus because I realized a certain show that I'd been hearing about was on it. Well, along with a couple others, but and also Star Wars. But I binged Star vs. the Forces of Evil over a few days, and I have a lot to say on it, but just suffice it to say, it is probably my favorite kids show I've ever watched. It's it's very it's right up my alley in terms of humor. It's got well developed characters over time. They become more and more certain characters gain depth, certain characters don't change at all. It's got very realistic somewhat realistic interactions that could possibly exist in a world where magic exists, and somebody yells out fucking rainbow unicorn stampede or some shit like that.
And a bunch of unicorns come running out.
Yeah, quite literally. That show is a parody of fucking Sailor Moon types, the magical girl stuff. It's funny, it's charming, it's intelligent, it's much more serious than any Sailor Moon episode I've ever seen. And also, in some places, it's much less serious, but also way more entertaining. And my favorite part of the entire series is that it does not abuse the viewer with drawn out, shitty, romantic nonsense. I feel like a lot of shows go the anime route of like, we can't say it because we're awkward teenagers and we're just gonna let it linger and make the audience die inside as we just fucking nope, he won't do it. Oh, he was so close there, but he just some shit came up, some monster attacked, and it's just not gonna happen. Starve, at least at the points where it makes sense, it happens. Fucking one character admits they have a crush, another character eventually admits it, and they finally both confess to each other at several episodes before the end, which blew my mind. And I love a show that's willing to not make its viewers curl up in a ball over like the blue balling of romance because God knows there are so many fucking shows that do that, and that's probably my favorite. That's one of my favorite parts of that show. The other part is the sort of sneaky progressiveness, which I won't really go into. Just suffice it to say that it's pushing some things and it's creating metaphors that are very timely, current, and interesting, and it's also probably the only children's show I can think of that actually made me cry. So, other than that, I moved on from that to Gravity Falls, which was fine. 2 seasons, short, succinct. It wraps up. It's fine. What I played since last time I played Tales of Berseria. I do like that game.
Somehow we sold him on it.
And then he dropped it.
No.
He said, yeah, the motor is really strong and I don't want to play this anymore.
No. Oh my god.
5 points well spent.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my favorite fucking part of Star is that the character of Star is fucking strong and interesting, which I would also say of the main character of Berseria. Velvet is... Okay, Velvet's not great as a character. Velvet's got anime issues.
Hate Boner sells it.
I mean...
A mile-long murder boner.
It's as big as...
You can't turn if you don't announce it. You're liable to take somebody out.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, so... Unfortunately, with that game, my issues come from... I mean, it's RPG pacing, which... I mean, is normal, and I can deal with RPG pacing for the most part if I'm really engaged in the moment-to-moment gameplay, which I am to an extent, but it just you're hitting the same button over and over again in a sort of pseudo action RPG with interesting combo systems, but I mean, I'll get back to it. It's just on my severe back burner, along with a whole bunch of other games. What the hell did I move on to after that? I started playing Bloodborne again, and then I got sucked into endless space. I have a problem with playing 4X games. Beat that, and then finally I'm on Fallout New Vegas, which is a buggy fucking mess on the PC, which I already knew and I already anticipated, but man, New Vegas is just a good time every time. Even though I'm going through some of the same stories, the writing's ace. One of the most fascinating characters is just some random guy named Old Ben, who
Really?
stops. He's
You
really
like Old Ben?
He's got more character than
begins.
main characters in any other Fallout game.
Yeah.
Like I was always impressed with he's got a full fleshed out story of his entire life, and I'm like, and it flows and it makes sense, and I'm always blown away by something like that, where it's just this one random ass character is just well written.
That is the one thing I loved about New Vegas, is because they really fleshed out side characters that you could just miss. Like there's just a lot to the characters that you could never meet. And it's just there's so much dialogue with that, and it's just you don't see that in a lot of today's games.
Yeah. I also figured out that my love for Punch Girls came from this game. Veronica's my favorite. 110%. She's sassy, she punches shit, and she wants a dress. I'm just I want to give her a high five, preferably the hand that doesn't have the gauntlet on it. I feel like that'd probably destroy my hand.
Murdering the Legion with Boone is always fun too.
Boone was cool. I always end up dropping Boone because I like Eddie's perk, a companion perk. Just being able to see anything on the horizon, or not on the horizon, but at the very edge of where you could possibly see them on your radar is always helpful. And then with both Eddie and Veronica, I can just craft.
Craft for days, especially after Lonesome Road.
Yeah, it's a good time.
With all the upgrades.
But yeah, so I'm in the middle of New Vegas again I've got 200 hours on that game on Steam, which is probably closer to maybe about 100 because I had a tendency to leave it on.
You have any mods installed?
Yep.
Your PC can't handle them.
My PC probably could, but my PC feels like it's on the verge of falling apart.
Oh.
So
It's like a Fallout.
The game has aged so really bad. That's why I want a remaster.
It's an old game.
they're never gonna
10 years old.
They're never gonna
Is it 10?
remaster it.
No, it's
though.
not.
No, it's only 10.
Yeah, it was on the PS3.
Yeah, but PS3 came out in 2006.
It's still
Yeah.
fun. Like you said, it's still fun to play every time you play it. But it's just like Skyrim. It's like, hey, I want to play this game, and then right when you play it for an hour, you're like, all right, I'm already bored.
Well,
It doesn't mean you don't love the game. It's nothing against it.
yeah.
It's still one of my favorite games too.
I just love going through. I honestly love going through the DLCs.
The greatest DLCs in any game, in my opinion.
They're
Not one of them's boring.
There was one that I considered weak.
Old War Blues.
Yeah, kind of. I felt like that felt the gameplay, the game path in that was not very fun. Whereas most of the okay, so Old War Blues and whichever one that's in essentially Colorado.
There's one in Utah, Honest Hearts.
Oh, okay. So Honest Hearts and Old War Blues, I think, are probably the weakest.
I love Honest Hearts. That one's you get the best guns, the best armor.
Oh yeah, no, I love the content. Well, I love the items and the weapons and things like that. My only thing is that I love how No, wait. Damn, I'm blanking on Lonesome Road and Lonesome Road's a slog, but I find that the progression aids the storytelling as well as the one with Father Elijah.
Oh, Dead Money?
Yeah, Dead Money and Lonesome Road do a good job of telling their story along with the level.
Plus, Lonesome Road sets up the ending of the game a lot more.
Oh my god, it's so much more interesting, and it finally gives context to, although it's kind of murky, it gives context to your character that I feel like was just straight up missing.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever gone down the Courier's Mile in Lonesome Road after you nuke it?
No.
Hardest part in the game.
Well, considering
Radiated Death Claws.
Oh my god, I can't.
Do it on hardcore mode, I dare you.
No, I can't. I can't even do hardcore mode normally. Even as much as I love it, I end up carrying like 2,000 pounds of ammunition on me. So
that's why I don't ever play on hardcore, because ammunition has weight.
it's so rough. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at now. Star vs. Forces of Evil is probably the best children's show I've ever watched, and I would recommend it to anyone who can get behind its humor, which is kind of stupid. One of the
I'll disagree. Ed and Eddie's the best.
Okay.
Debatably the greatest Cartoon Network show of all time.
What, are we talking about Billy and Mandy now?
Oh my god.
Codename Kids Next Door?
That's the golden age of Cartoon Network. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Courage was great. Courage was awesome.
What a terrifying show.
It was weirdly horrifying.
They showed that to kids.
But yeah, Star vs. Force of Evil, just a sample of the kind of humor. One of the first things she does is she's like, I love puppies, and summons puppies that happen to have laser eyes. And so throughout the entire show, those puppies are around, and every time they get taken to a fucking dog park, they light shit on fire. It's great. Love that show for how it's just right up my alley, and yet also it's right up my alley in terms of humor, and then it's right up my alley in terms of the serious things it tackles and just breaking down tropes that are just the worst. Tropes that I hate and love to see them just broken down and destroyed. So that's my week. So I realize that I'm probably going to be the one who talks the most when I talk about my week, since I love to talk. So
I said 3 sentences about my week.
yes, I'm very aware. I'm sure people are very satisfied. So now we're going to move on to our game rankings, because that is part of the reason why we're even here in the first place. So our games, which I realize I need to hide from everybody because I broke my scores, are Persona 2 or Person 2, depending on who you looked at. RE3 Make.
You're not going to specify which Persona 2?
I don't fucking remember.
Innocent Sin.
I don't even remember which one that is.
It's the first one.
Whatever. RE3 Make, which I think I already said. Banjo Pilot, which I still don't know what that is.
You didn't look it
I
up?
don't either.
You didn't look it up either?
No.
Oh, you guys are... Oh.
You guys kind of suck.
State of Decay 2, which I have never touched, and Smash 64, which I'm sure everyone has.
Never heard of it.
No.
No.
The only game I've heard of here is Banjo Pilot.
Wow.
Oh, fuck off. You just said you did.
The only game that I've ever played on this list is State of Decay 2. I put 1,600 hours into it. I have a problem. It's an addiction.
Yeah, well, so, alright, let's go from, you know what, fuck it, we'll go alphabetical order, start with Banjo Pilot. Who can actually talk about this game?
It's a Mario Kart on the Game Boy Advance.
Except instead of carts,
You're
you're in
flying.
planes.
Okay, so Diddy Kong Racing, with the best
But
part of
better.
Diddy Kong
But
Racing.
better.
No, the best part of Diddy Kong Racing was hovercrafts.
Yeah, they still floated above the ground, but I love the airplanes.
Yeah, well, this isn't about you.
Yeah, it's about the game, and I'm just saying, airplanes are best.
I'm just saying, the game, from what I've seen of the YouTube videos, the fact that that's running on a Game Boy Advance...
It's actually not that impressive.
It
It really is not that impressive.
no.
I've played it. It's not that
I didn't play it,
depressing.
but I watched it. It looked pretty good.
But I mean, it does have Jolly Roger in its playable character, so
Oh, I didn't know that.
it's got that going for it. Yeah, you know Jolly Roger, the bit character from Jolly Roger's Bay and Banjo-Tooie. Yeah, he runs a bar.
You gonna keep track of the points, Phil?
Don't you have the master list?
No.
I don't either.
No.
This is your thing.
You're the host.
It's not my thing.
You're
It
the
is.
host.
You are the host.
Yeah, I'm
You
the
wanted
host.
this.
You are the host with the most.
Anyway, I'm making some modifications before we actually get into it, because I didn't know what Banjo Pilot was. I thought it was something else.
You've had 3 weeks.
You have had
to look
3
up this.
weeks,
You know. I don't.
and I explained it 3 weeks ago.
That was 3 weeks ago.
I'm glad I'm not the
And
one
since
getting all
that
this
time,
week.
I have cried my eyes out at a
You
children's cartoon show.
You would have done that with Banjo Pilot.
I very much doubt that.
The plot is very deep.
Anyway, all right. So okay, it's a flying kart racer on the Game Boy Advance.
Ooh,
Fun.
I mean, it's still probably better than
I
Mario.
would not have guessed Game Boy Advance.
It's probably better.
Should
Than,
we just say Game Boy Advance? How many times?
to be fair, it's probably better than Mario Kart Super Circuit.
Well, okay.
I don't remember something.
I never.
That was a Game Boy Advance Mario Kart.
I never.
It was kind of bad.
Kinda.
It was almost as much fun as that McDonald's toy we got, where you could control all the carts.
It pissed me off that
McDonald's
they
story.
that they said, "Hey, we want this on the Game Boy Advance." They could have put it on like the game,
Banjo Pilot?
Yeah, on the 64 or whatever.
They really couldn't have. That was after Rare got bought
Oh,
out.
did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they could have put it on the.
I'm pretty
They
sure
could've put
Banjo
it-
Pilot came after Rare got bought
They
out.
could have put it on the Xbox.
Don't even ask how it got on the Game Boy Advance in the first place.
It was probably they probably already had it.
Yeah, it was probably
Probably advertised because that's what Xbox is doing now for any company that they bought. That any game that was advertised for a system, they're still giving.
That's kind of neat.
It is nice.
I mean, it would be kind
It's gonna suck for the Outer Worlds when the second one comes out because it's gonna be a Xbox exclusive.
God damn it.
Shut up, Aaron.
You act like we care.
I do.
I don't.
I like it.
If you're fans of Obsidian, you care.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm now grumpy because I don't want to have to buy an XX.
We'll just go over to Aaron's house and steal his Xbox.
Yeah, he's got like 4 of them.
But
We got one
only
Xbox One.
I was gonna say, but only one of them. Only one of them.
They're in
will
his
play the game.
pillowcases.
They're in his blanket.
I worship Microsoft every night.
You got a
with them,
picture of
okay?
Bill Spencer in your room.
Yeah, the Xbox is just stitched into the blanket.
All right, so we probably should give the points to.
His bed is actually a large Xbox.
I would normally be taking shots back, but that's actually pretty funny.
I mean,
I gave Banjo Pilot a 5.
Holy shit!
I like that.
Holy shit!
I liked
Give
it
that a 5?
I liked it that much. That I was like, you know what?
Wow.
all right.
As the only
I
other
swear to God, if somebody brings a fucking -5 here,
as the only other person who's played Banjo Pilot, I gave it a 1.
that's 6 right now.
I gave it a 1 because I have no idea what the hell it is.
That's 7.
And I gave it a 0 because
Wow.
what the fuck? I didn't know what the fuck it was.
But it's not being Odyssey, but it's probably.
It's up there. I think Banjo Pilot might be No, it's behind something else too. Something else got an 8 or something like last time I think.
Yeah, we'll update it in the.
5, really?
I liked it.
He was like, "Wow, this is an amazing Game Boy Advance game. Might as well be a
Okay.
Switch game."
When I was going into it, I'm like, this is gonna look ugly as fuck. Cause you kept talking about it, and I'm like, it's gonna look stupid. And I saw, I'm like, this is on the fucking Advance. I would have given it a -5 just because they didn't put it on like the GameCube or something. But fuck Mario Kart. I want that Banjo game.
Where's Banjo Pilot Double Dash?
I think the part I saw was there were what's the first area when you walk out?
Spiral Mountain.
Yeah, then they had the guy's face, Mumbo's face.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
All right. So Banjo Pilot got a 7. That's fun. So now we move on to the next in our alphabetical order. Persona 2
Innocent Sin.
Innocent Sin.
I couldn't get past it.
I had ES instead of.
You didn't get past the
I
trailer?
couldn't get past it. All I know is she had like what diamonds on her tits or something.
That's endless punishment. You watched the wrong
Did I watch
one.
it wrong?
Or eternal punishment. I'm sorry.
I just typed in Persona.
I had Eternal Sin, so like. Fucking hell.
Ah, yes! Persona 2 Eternal Sin and Innocent Punishment.
Dude, I don't fucking know. Hey, that does sound more. Those sound more interesting. To be perfectly fair,
So I guess I'm out of this conversation.
dude.
Because of-
The only thing I know. Okay, who actually want? Why don't you?
Why do I gotta explain it?
Because you played it.
You're Persona Man, though.
So I just want to.
I am not. I am sponsored by Atlas to sell Persona 3, 4, 5, and all others after.
So I just want to say I went to Phil and I was like, Phil, you're gonna be the one talking about this. And he's like, I never played the game. I'm like, wait, what? You're the one that fucking wanted it.
Okay.
No, I wasn't.
So, Persona 2,
It takes place after Persona 1.
it does take place after Persona 1.
Does it actually?
I thought it was
though?
personal.
I think so. I know that 1 through Persona 2 Part 2 are all in the same universe.
Oh yeah, because the phototap and all that shit.
Yeah. So, it's very much not like Persona 3 where it's a time management game. And it's your standard RPG affair. It's probably closer to an SMT game, but I've never played any of those, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
But you can negotiate with the demons.
fun.
Sometimes you fight in a bathroom.
Sometimes
There's a boss fight with a manga artist.
in the toilet.
I want
dimension.
tentacles.
In the toilet dimension, yes.
That is my only context for that. The toilet dimension and the parent stack.
It's not the parent stack, it's the dad stack.
Dad stack.
Tower of Dad.
Tower of Dads. Fucking. Oh my god.
It's been a
The old
few.
Persona games were not good.
It's been a few years since I've played it, so I don't really remember too much out of it myself.
And before anyone hops on my case about that, I'm talking about the story in terms of.
Oh, and
just,
there's Nazis.
Oh yeah.
Actual Nazis.
I'm sorry, but there are
Actual
very...
Nazis.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, Hitler comes back. It's great.
He wears sunglasses.
He goes to high school.
There's a TV
Sunglasses
show.
and a trench coat.
TV show called I think Preacher. Hitler comes back from the dead.
Oh, no.
This one's fun because he's not back from the dead. He's just back from everyone's imagination.
Who's thinking about Hitler that much?
Dude,
Okay.
There is some
it's Japan.
There is some crazy lady at the school who's a teacher and whatnot, and she's like, "Oh no, the Seventh Reich, it's coming back."
The what?
The 7th?
The 7th.
I don't.
There was 3 more?
I don't know. I think it was the 7th. I don't fucking remember.
Oh my god.
But she's like super into it. I'm guessing they come back simply for that.
If you guys want a good Hitler impression, or not impression, but movie, watch Jojo Rabbit. They make have you seen that?
I've heard of it, yeah.
It's pretty good.
It looked like really... Like they were making fun of Hitler.
Oh,
really
they
bad.
are. They are.
Yeah. And no, if you're doing a new Hitler movie, please make fun of him as much as possible.
Yes.
You can't do anything else.
I'll just give a little bit. He gets beat up by a kid. But I'm not gonna tell you where he gets beat up.
It's probably the playground.
Alright, so...
Gonna rank it.
Alright, so Persona 2, Innocent Sin. I hope to God I got that right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. Let's, I want to be last, so someone take it.
I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 0.
I'm so sorry. I gave it a -5.
Oh!
You know what?
You're
I did
acting
too.
That was before I found out there was Nazis in it, and you fight a boss in a toilet.
Wait, that would have made it better?
I mean, I didn't. I mean,
Yeah,
no. Before there was fictional Nazis that the Japanese people think about, and the fact that you fight people in a toilet. I guess I haven't played Persona 2,
Dude, it's. I'm
but
sorry.
it sounds awesome.
It's.
So, Persona 5, or Persona 2, whatever it's called.
It is a 0,
It
a
is 0.
hard 0.
I think it's technically in last place.
It's a -2.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't go negative. It can only be 0 or negative.
Oh yeah,
20.
you're right. Sorry.
So you are a 0. I'm sorry to all of you hardcore Persona and SMT fans.
Is that what it looks like?
Yeah.
that's terrible.
Fucking toilet dimension. Yeah, because you showed that to me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This game is stupid. And I already knew about the fucking Hitler shit. And I'm just like... And then they censor him to high heaven by...
How do you censor him?
Well, he was originally... I don't think he wore the glasses.
No mustache?
No. He initially didn't have the sunglasses, and he had, like, a proper, like, Nazi uniform with, like, medals on it. In order to censor him, they threw on sunglasses and put a trench coat over that.
I think you broke him.
Dude.
Vegas on Bengals. 420 bitches.
I mean, if only we could be so lucky.
That's actually pretty funny.
It's pretty awful. And, it, like, just the fact that this
Hitler's
game,
trying to sell drugs or some shit to underage kids.
I mean, Hitler Youth, man.
Literally, he's like, you want to buy some shit? Or with the German accent.
Yeah, don't worry about
You
it.
want to buy some shit? Oh my god, that's a comedy. Like, literally. That is fucking hilarious.
Fucking yes. Yes. Fucking Hitler.
You have to show us a picture of what Hitler looks like in that game.
He's called the Führer, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't
Führer.
know. It's, which, I mean, you're not hiding anything. So, alright, yeah.
Hitler in sunglasses. My God.
It's fantastic. Persona. Alright, so Persona 2 at a resounding 0. Now,
Yay!
Now we move on to RE3 remake. Alright.
I'll let you start, Phil.
Alright, so it's a remake of Resident Evil 3, which is about the adventures of Jill Valentine in the day before and the day after Resident Evil takes place.
Resident Evil 2.
Yes, I must not have clarified.
You said Resident Evil.
Wow. Alright, yeah.
Jill is in the events of Resident Evil.
She is, I am aware. It's, the original was, it's a game. I didn't play it. I appreciate it, but I can't play the old Resident Evil games. They are just too out of my wheelhouse. But I did play RE3 Remake, and I like it more than the Resident Evil 2 Remake, only because it is much more action-focused.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
Because my favorite Resident Evil is RE4, and that game is a fucking action game.
It's the only one I've played.
It's good. It is one of those few games where everyone was telling me it's great, it's amazing, it holds up, and I played it and I went, holy shit, it holds up.
I'll go one further than you. My favorite Resident Evil is Operation Raccoon City, because it's all action.
I mean, it was the hero shooter before the hero shooters became a thing.
Oh my god. Alright.
There was a man who turned invisible.
I'm just gonna keep moving on here. So, I've heard everything leveled at RE3 Remake and how much it is just a complete do-over and like serious strip down of the original Resident Evil 3 story. And as someone who didn't play the original, I still do feel bad for the people who were hoping for the two remake treatment for 3. But it's very clear that they were just in a rush to get this one out there because they are moving on to 4. Because holy shit, are they moving on to 4?
So
I don't know if they confirmed it yet.
I'm pretty sure.
There's rumors, and the game itself is hinting at it.
Right.
So I'm excited.
the original 2, wasn't it like every like scene in a fixed camera position? Is that 2? Which game was that?
Well, the originals were fixed camera with pre-rendered backgrounds. So
yeah, aren't the new ones and like more cinematic?
They're the RE4 camera, kind of, sort of, but they're much more slow paced.
And that's why 2 was like praised and it was nominated for Game of the Year.
Well, the thing about RE2 was that it managed to take a completely different perspective and still emulate the original feel of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
It is a scary game about resource management, and unfortunately that just eats away at certain parts of me. It's the reason why I didn't finish RE3 Remake, because I realized I basically doomed myself with like not enough ammo, and I do not want to go through that game again.
I probably love it because I do love the horror genre. I've just never played Resident Evil that much, just only the 4th one.
The only reason why I enjoyed Resident Evil 3 as much as I did is because we have a friend named Brennan, and he basically walked me through the entire game. He's beat it like 3 times before I even
After
played.
complaining about them remaking it. and changing things.
They changed a lot.
If you're a diehard fan, you're going to complain about a remake.
See, here's the thing, though. He's the kind of guy who would complain about a remake if they updated the graphics.
Graphics...
It could be the same game,
Like...
the same whole game and all that, and he would complain about the graphics not looking the exact same.
See, but that's why that's my
but-
complaints with Majora's Mask, because that's the only thing that got better with the remake, in my opinion, was the graphics.
I don't know, they added a few new things, but that's neither here nor there, so...
Yeah.
The one major thing I didn't like about RE3 is I like Nemesis until he started becoming a monster. Once he started becoming I'm talking.
He's a bioweapon.
Well, I'm not gonna spoil the ending, but he becomes a stupid monster. And I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, because he absorbs a whole bunch of biomass.
Trust me. If you see
He does that in the original.
The last three fights that you do are just the dumbest thing I've seen.
Yeah, he just kind of
No,
crawls
but
at you.
It's Resident Evil. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's Resident Evil.
At least it's not like Resident Evil 6
I'm
where the guy turns into a Meatsaurus Rex.
That was
Let's
hilarious.
just say,
And stupid.
he turns into something and he runs around in a circle.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and I'm like, this is stupid, and it went on way too long, and then they're like, let's do it again.
Yeah, this is Resident Evil we're talking about. They all do
So
that.
yes, yes, I'm
Every
just
single
saying,
one of the
that's why-
biomonsters does
That's
that.
why my enjoyment of the game went down.
I mean, I loved Nemesis in his initial fights, but they were like none. It was actually the most disappointing part of it is you don't fight Nemesis enough. And by the time you're fighting Nemesis more often, like a quarter of the Nemesis fights are him the way you remember him from, where he's just a running badass.
I think Bullet Sponge is the word you're looking for.
That too takes a lot of damage, and there's just not enough of that in the game. Whereas the original, like, he was all over the place, and like it was really fun to try and fight Nemesis. At the very, like, I don't know. I felt like I needed more opportunities to fight him because I wanted to get the shit. Well, but I'm talking about fighting him in his human
Yeah,
form.
if he was staying in his human form, I would have been fine with that.
Well, but he never was. Like I said, Resident Evil is all about the main bad turning into a goo monster.
Yes, and I hate
It
That's
happens.
the one thing I
Wesker never turned into a goo monster.
What are you talking
He
about?
did.
Does he?
Yes.
He gets killed in a human form, though.
No,
Or a
but-
humanoid.
Yeah, and then he comes back in a goo form.
Yeah, he turns
At the end of 5?
Yes, he falls into a volcano. And
I thought that was the end.
no.
Is there more to 5? Oh, I didn't play the DLC to 5.
Oh no,
Okay.
the DLC is like a prequel.
Oh.
So
Well, then where the hell does it come in at 5? So I
at
don't
the end.
I thought he just falls in the volcano. Oh, right, and then you shoot him with the rocket
Yeah,
launcher.
no, it's everyone
I-
turns into a goo monster.
Yeah, I get it. Mr. X didn't turn into a goo monster.
Yeah, but that role gets filled by
Nemesis.
Nemesis from a different game. What the fuck is his name?
Birkin?
Yeah, Birkin. Birkin becomes the goo monster.
Did the Tyrant become a goo monster?
What is the tyrant from?
Isn't he from the first one? Isn't he the big bad?
I don't remember.
Anyway, let's get to ranking this.
Alright, so I'll go first. I gave it a 3.
Yes,
Because
very powerful.
I liked it. There's parts that I didn't like. But, it's...
3.
I haven't played it, but I assume people liked it, so I gave it a 2.
Nice.
It's a very good game.
So there's no negatives here because the 2 are negative.
I gave it a 1 because, like what Jake said, it was pretty well... God, what can I say? It was critically received well. There we go.
Critically acclaimed.
Yes. I don't know why I can't speak well today.
And I gave it a 5 because I think it's the most excellent game on this entire list as far as quality goes. It has its flaws, yes, but as far as I'm concerned, it's closer to the type of Resident Evil game I want to play. And I am super excited for the iterations on this gameplay to 4 because 4 is going to be 4-make, which is the worst thing I've ever said, is going to be excellent in a completely different way, and I'm super excited for that.
Well, don't get your hopes up.
Because, like, RE4 will always exist in every fucking form that it has. And this remake is not going to replace it, just the same way as RE3 remake does not replace RE3.
I just want
It's just gonna be it's just gonna be a new take.
Low, because there's always a chance that
It's not gonna suck.
It might. There's a very high possibility it might suck.
No.
Just want to keep your attention.
No.
Anything can get fucked up.
Anything can get fucked up, but if there's anything that Capcom is going to do everything in their complete and total power to prevent fucking up, it is going to be a remake of RE4.
I hope so.
I mean, they can do everything they can, but they can still fuck it up.
Okay, look, what I'm saying is that I'm excited to see where the current combat system goes.
I hope it's just
in an RE4
if he's supposed Operation
story.
Raccoon City.
No, I'm more or less hoping it's just Resident Evil 4 HD again. Like it's just the same game they released on every
same graphics.
That'd be amazing.
Everything, yes.
Because that has happened before. With definitive editions will come out and then remakes, and it's just slightly little textures are a little bit better.
So what's the final score on that?
11.
11? Nice. So
That's gonna be tough to beat.
That's second place, I believe, under Odyssey.
Yeah, I don't remember what we gave Odyssey.
It was up there. It was like 15 or something.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to.
Actually, we'll have we'll have the things below to official. To show the rankings of all the previous 5 games. And then...
Okay. All right. So now we move on to Smash 64. I mean, who the fuck wants to talk about this game? Because I'm pretty sure we all.
I'll go first.
Go ahead, talk.
Well, I love Smash 64 because, I don't know if it was all of your guys' first Smash games, but it was mine.
Mine's immediately.
And it's easily my most played game on the 64. Well,
there's only 200 games to pick from. You don't really have a full basket there.
And a lot of my friends loved playing it. It was just a good time from start to finish. Again, it's age. There's only 12 characters and 8 original ones. So,
And 4 of them are Marth.
I dislike the original. I think it plays really well.
It's an excellent take on what would eventually become a very popular.
It had to start somewhere. That's what I always say.
And it's a fucking solid start for Nintendo. Has this amazing track record of we made a new thing and we fucking nailed it. Mm-hmm. And the N64 was just a slew of those games where you got Smash.
Same with the Pokemon Red and Blue. They're not great games, but they started something great.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Legend of Zelda's aged dramatically, but it's by far not the greatest Zelda game.
No.
But it's still a masterpiece. No, I would call it.
Ocarina of Time is a beautiful time capsule of, if you're able to take yourself back, it is
like the first time.
It's a fucking beautiful looking game.
Not knowing what the fuck you're doing in the water temple.
I mean, that's less beautiful, but yeah. So the the first party Nintendo N64 games were just, and even some that weren't. Fucking Rare invented. Well, no, they did not invent the first person shooter. They invented the console. No, because
I thought that was Doom.
They invented the multiplayer.
Okay. Didn't Doom have multiplayer?
Hell if I know, I didn't play original Doom.
No, I'm pretty sure id invented basically everything about the first-person shooter, but GoldenEye was
revolutionized.
That was my first
multiplayer.
GoldenEye revolutionized it. It was my first, but Doom was the first-person shooter. I think that was
all I'm hearing is that Smash is not like any of these other games.
I'm kind of wondering where these tangents are going.
I want to know what first.
We get off topic a lot.
So wait a minute. Since we're bringing up Doom, does that mean Doom guy confirmed for Ultimate?
Oh god, there's no way. They've already the other characters are locked in.
Let's put the other green guy, Master Chief.
We're not even going to get Dante, which is the most disappointing. But
I can't wait till they put Mario in.
Oh my god, that's gonna be.
People would freak. Can't believe Mario hasn't gotten in yet.
Oh my god.
We need more Mario for representation.
Alright, well, I think we can all. I mean, all of us play Smash in some capacity.
So I don't. I think Jacob and I think we both start with Melee.
Melee?
I don't care.
The GameCube one, the one that everybody loves.
So when you start with that one, and then you go back to play the 64. At least for me, I've never been a fan of it because even though the 64 was probably my first console that I ever played, I just hate that controller, and just looking at the game and stuff, with how far the graphics went from the 64 to Melee. So I'm not gonna say Smash was bad. I just never enjoyed it.
It was bad. It didn't have Ganondorf.
I have a question. How did you guys hold the Nintendo 64 controller? Did you
Like a
hold
normal person.
Did you hold
God.
it like with your left hand on the analog stick, or did you hold it with your hands on?
It depended on the game.
It depended on what buttons you were using. If you didn't need the D-pad, my right hand would be in the middle, and my left hand would be.
Every game I played, my left hand was always on the D-pad.
Wait, what?
And I would just
Okay,
move
I'm
my
mixing up
thumb
my
over on
left
the
and my
analog stick.
My right hand would be where the
All I
buttons are.
know is that you guys can't see it, but he took his hand, he put it right over his dick. He's like, "My hand's here."
I mean, to be perfectly fair, I think the N64 controller assumes that you're going to use your dick because it's like so you tilt the two sides and
Left
like
hand right on the analog stick.
and just
over
like
here.
just get excited and you can
You gotta go
the
up
analog
and
stick.
down.
You gotta grab the dongles.
Dude.
You gotta make sure you got a good grip on the
Oh
dongles.
my god, the N64 controller is an abomination.
But they followed it up with the best one.
I do love the GameCube. I don't think
Best
it's
one.
I don't think it's
I
the
think
best
it's the best one.
It's a good controller. I don't think it's
You
the
guys are
best.
both wrong. It's the Wiimote.
Oh,
I hate the Wii.
It's a stick. It's great.
stick. It is just a stick, and then they gave it a condom.
You're telling me the GameCube's not the best controller when there's an input for it on the Switch now.
Because of Smash.
I say Wii.
Only
U's the
But
best.
why the
Smash.
GameCube controller?
Because of Melee.
Because of Melee and Smash.
Because of
That's
Melee
it.
elitists.
So you're saying it's the greatest controller
No,
of all time?
No, we're
it's
saying-
it's the bunch of elitist pricks who think that Melee is the greatest thing to ever grace God's green earth.
By the way, this
We're
It
like-
is debatably the greatest controller.
I mean, I personally prefer the one. I personally prefer.
I think Melee
Brawl.
is the best Smash game.
I prefer Brawl.
Brawl sucks.
Brawl
Oh,
has
man.
problems, but Brawl introduced characters I actually wanted to play.
I would pick
sucks.
64 over Brawl.
Brawl's like the worst one.
Brawl,
Okay, Brawl's better than
If
64.
they took out the tripping, okay, we can.
Brawl is better than 64.
tripping is terrible.
I hate that. When I'm about every fucking time I'm about to do great counter or to beat Jacob, I always trip and Jacob's like, "Oh boy, I can beat him when he's down."
Anyway,
I know how not to trip.
yeah. So we're
Okay.
blazing off topic.
Well, we were still talking about Smash.
That is true because we were talking about the GameCube controller, but no. As far as abomination controllers go, N64, Dreamcast.
Oh god, the Dreamcast.
I was thinking about AVGN when he flips it upside down.
Oh, the Dreamcast is just so gross.
The Dreamcast has probably the worst analog stick I have ever used,
Oh, I know, and I'm just...
and the worst triggers.
I just want to say this: Nintendo can make the biggest fucking controller, the Wii U pad, and make it feel like you're not even have this giant thing in your hand. So I'll give him props on that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I never realized that I had this giant fucking thing.
It works because there's a screen in the middle. It's like playing a Switch.
It's ergodynamic.
Except the Switch is better. The Switch's gamepad. Well,
the
console.
Switch, the Switch is a better gamepad, which is kind of what you'd expect given what happened with that. But yeah,
I hope Nintendo makes console hybrids from now on, like the Switch. I like that style.
it's everything I ever wanted. It's the whole reason why I own fucking the Game Boy player on my GameCube. Why I own the Super Game Boy for SNES. And it's why I desperately desire some bullshit to be able to play DS games on a console. But
Right? There's
You
no
can play
good DS
4 of them on the
nowadays.
Wii U.
wow, what a
Trust me, I have Phantom Hourglass on my Wii U, and
Why?
it's not fun.
no, it's not
Because I don't own them. I don't own physical copies of them.
dude. Phantom Hourglass.
I don't wanna pay
Anyway,
$60.
let's get back to ranking Smash Bros.
Yes.
I gave it a 1.
That's fine.
I gave it a 5.
I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4. So 4, 4, 1, 5. So
Hey, negative
8
it.
plus 5 is 13. 14. Jesus Christ.
So that took over Resident Evil 3.
Oh yeah. By
Get out of here,
like
Jill.
3 points.
Stores.
Storms.
Alright, and now we move on to State of Decay 2.
So I think really only one of us has experience with this. So
Yeah,
let's
me,
show
because
the-
I played for 1,600 hours.
let's show
Anyway, there's zombies and guns.
This is survival horror.
Okay, I'm going to start off by saying the State of Decay 2 isn't the best Xbox exclusive, but it's probably that and Forza are like maybe the only two good ones you could get on Xbox One today. It's fun.
Wow, no love for Halo or Gears of War.
Halo and Gears is not fun anymore. They need to retire those titles or those IPs and get something fresh.
Wow, no love for Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, what the fucking asshole is this?
I'm talking about new games.
Wow,
Old
no,
It is a new game.
wow, no
Sunset
love. For,
Overdrive's like 5 years old.
It
no
came out
love
this
for
generation,
Recore.
though.
No love for Recore.
Ooh, no one even fucking knows what Recore
I don't even know what that is.
Wasn't Recore was made by somebody that
Yeah,
I
the
recognize.
Metroid Prime people.
Oh
Some of the people from Metroid
I
Prime.
played
Okay.
it. I think it into it.
Wow,
Pretty
no love for Banjo Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah, I wonder why. Despite the fact that I like that game more than I will ever like a Banjo game, I recognize that it is a
We're getting
horrible,
off topic.
it is a horrible bastardization of
Alright,
shit.
Aaron,
Anyway,
Okay, State of Decay 2 is a zombie survival game, and you pretty much have to build your base, find survivors. The newest one has multiplayer, so that's pretty much all that really got improved, except for a few gameplay mechanics. It's fun for a little bit, but it gets repetitive. You pretty much have to find new survivors and build a base. The DLC they added was pretty good. They added a horde mode, which that surprisingly is really fun. The new DLC that allows you to go to new places and all that, it's pretty good, but it gets really, really repetitive. That's
doesn't your player that when you die doesn't he?
Yeah, they die permanently, and a lot of people don't like that. They hate that.
Don't they become a zombie? And then
Yeah,
kill them?
you get in the new one. There's this stuff called the plague. They're called plague hearts, and if you get sick, you have like so long to cure it, and then you get infected and die. So, yeah, that's pretty much State of Decay. It's average.
no, sorry, I had to.
Believe it or not, there's somebody on my friends list who has over 100 days played.
Yeah, it's me.
It's not you. It's not you. Stop it.
I mean, I played the original State of Decay and I got the appeal. It's that the game loop is so small that I got so fucking bored.
If you also don't know what you're doing, it is very difficult.
So is it only online?
No, you can play solo.
Okay, that actually, because I thought it read it as you have to. Be
Also,
online.
the game doesn't tell you that if you don't turn off online, you can't pause the game. That's one of my biggest pet peeves with that game.
Well,
It's
you
one of my
can't
biggest
pause
problems.
an online game.
Yeah, but if it tells you that, you could be playing by yourself and it'll automatically have online multiplayer enabled.
Well, it assumes you want people to join your game.
Yeah, but they don't tell you that in the tutorial.
Well, the tutorial's not supposed to tell you how to do things.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
I've
I've never played a
I
game
hear-
with a
I
good
hear you,
tutorial.
I mean, I play games with very good
Play Final Fantasy.
intuitive tutorials. I think every written tutorial is the worst thing on the face of the planet.
Play Final Fantasy 13, 80 hours in, you're still getting tutorials.
Dude,
Yeah, you're
Tales
walking-
of fucking Berseria.
You're still walking down that same hallway.
Dude, you want to talk about fucking tutorials for days.
I don't want fucking tutorials.
As a completely random aside, Tales of Berseria, every fucking 2 hours I was getting a new mechanic.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
Oh my god, that game is it's so dense with shit that I'm never going to use. I have not cooked a single fucking meal. I don't get it.
And that's why you stop playing it.
But as far as State of Decay goes,
Should we rank it? Oh.
I played the original. It was fun.
That was a tough choice because I was like, crap. When I said that, I was like, I'm probably the only one here that's played it.
No!
Because it's an Xbox exclusive.
Well, I mean, I have an Xbox, but
I played it
I thought it was online.
You're never online anymore.
Well, because you have to have... you know what, motherfucker? We're going to settle this right here.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
I got a game that gave me 2 weeks free of Xbox Live. And I said, hey, Aaron, I'm going to use this. You want to
What
play?
game was it?
I don't fucking remember.
Well, then why you calling me a motherfucker?
Because I asked you and you said, y'all get on. And then you received not to come into my invite the entire 2 weeks until after my thing expired.
I don't remember that.
I do.
Because you ignored me.
He complained about it for 7 days.
I'm like,
I don't remember. Was this 5 years ago?
It was probably 3.
Oh.
It was one of the exclusives.
I apologize then. I should have
thank
played.
you.
I don't remember that. If I hurt you dearly, I apologize.
Well, I mean, I just didn't want to pay for online. And
Yeah.
I was using my free
If you
code.
did it now, I would probably do
No,
it.
you won't.
Yeah, probably not. I'm kidding. I probably would.
Alright, so State of Decay 2, what do we got?
All right, let's let the big boy.
I gave it a 3.
What? You didn't get a 5? I was expecting.
No, he wasted his 5 on Melee.
Yeah.
Or Smash.
We'll get to Melee.
I gave it a 1.
I gave it a big, powerful, throbbing 0.
I gave it a 1, so we're at 5.
Wow.
Nobody gave it a -5?
Jacob, we didn't use any -5. We're real fucking gamers here.
Wow.
Two fucking dicks over here.
To be honest, I gave Persona 2 a -5 just to piss off Jacob. I'm gonna be dead honest.
Didn't work then.
I know you love Persona.
We love certain Persona games.
Now, if you
I don't know which ones, to be honest. Persona 5, I know you love that one.
Now, if you would give him Persona 4 a -5, I might jump over this table.
Oh, dude. Especially if you cite Teddy as one of the reasons, yeah, we will mob.
I don't know exact reasons. I just know you like Persona in general. Maybe certain games.
You see, Persona 2 is less Persona and more SMT.
I mean, to be fair, they're all kind of SMT, and the weird part is that
They're not time management games until 3, though.
No, but I mean, they're also not dating sims. But Persona 5 is actually closer to SMT than 3 and 4 were, just because of the fact that you actually recruit personas instead of just the way you got personas in fucking 3 and 4 were just bad.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love just getting them out of a random drop. Just here you go. Here's your Pidgeotto.
You did not
go fucking nuts.
You did not play the original 4.
Okay. So
yeah,
I got an update for everybody.
What?
Mario Odyssey, we gave it a 14.
Oh.
I remember I took a picture of this, so I can have it.
So there's a tie.
Tales of Berseria, a 5.
That was me.
Shadow the Hedgehog, 3. Uncharted 4, 2. And then Mass Effect Andromeda, 0.
That's
so.
I wish I got.
In our 2 zeros, we have Mass Effect Andromeda.
So we get to debate this now.
Which game's better, Smash or
no
Odyssey?
Mass Effect or
we debating our zeros?
Yeah, because now we're gonna start ranking them.
I mean, I'd put Persona 2 above.
I think we don't have to really debate that one. I think all of us are kind of in agreement that Persona 2 is better.
Yeah, Persona 2 is a functional
That's easy.
game.
I don't even have to explain why.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's got Hitler in sunglasses.
I mean, it runs
And toilets, boss fights.
People's faces don't fly off model and that kind of shit.
I just reminded myself. I took a picture. I felt proud of myself.
Nice.
So
oh no, we also have to rank Smash 64 versus Odyssey because they're both 14s.
They're both 14s, yeah.
Which one? Smash 64 and Odyssey?
Yeah,
I would give it to Smash, but because I played it.
I give it to Odyssey.
I would give it to Odyssey.
But if
well, I'm sorry, Aaron, but it's going to Odyssey.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I have to.
But now you guys have convinced me to play Odyssey because he told me that
we didn't convince you to play Odyssey the last time we talked about this.
No, I said you guys have. I didn't say you just now did. Because no, he told me that you don't play Mario games, but you've played Odyssey, and you said it was amazing.
I beat it. I fucking beat it. It's the only Mario game I've ever beaten.
Yes, because I also don't play Mario games, so that's telling me something.
Yeah, it is surprisingly good, and it's the sad part is for me, it's good for like one run. I never want to play it again because the magic was the discovery. Which is weird because I played Breath of the Wild more than once, but you know whatever.
I'm about to play it again.
I think about it, but I think I'm just gonna wait for Breath of the Wild 2
on Master Mode.
Oh yeah, no, I did that immediately as it came out. I was just like,
I'm ready to get my ass whooped.
It is raw.
Enemies regen health
at the beginning. They regen health at the beginning of the game, and they're all one step low.
And Lionels are in the Great Plateau.
Oh, that
Lionels are in the Great Plateau, and you have 3 hearts.
You can't kill it.
No, you can't.
But I did manage to kill a Lionel in Master Mode with only 3 hearts.
You gotta be really good at that, like
the dodge,
the parrying.
It's all the dodge. It's all in the dodge. That's all I did.
What kind of Lionel was it?
I think it's the weakest one.
Was it a red one?
It was not. I did not do the one in Hyrule. I did one of the ones that was outside it, so it must have been at least a level higher.
Because there's a gold one that you cannot do with 3 hearts. I swear, even with the dodge.
Really?
Because he has a hammer.
Oh.
And the hammer has a shockwave effect.
Yeah.
But if you're in the air, you don't get hit.
You do.
Damn.
Gold liners of hell.
If you dodge it, you don't dodge the shockwave. You still eat the shockwave.
Damn.
It is the worst.
I mean, I was so proud of myself when I did that I I wanted to do a full 3-heart run, but once I beat a Lionel without getting hit, I was just like, I just metaphorically dropped the mic and went, I'm done. What am I going to do that's going to top this?
Good luck beating Thunderblight Ganon too without getting hit.
Water Blight was my blight. Because I walked into that fight with no arrows.
Yeah.
So I had to do it the old-fashioned way of stopping his ice blocks. And that's bad.
Oh, God.
It feels bad doing it that way.
Thunderblight is just batshit insane fast.
I hate Thunderblight because I get sick and tired of dropping my fucking weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Every fucking time.
So, is there anything else we need to argue about now?
Do you have? I mean, I know I just told you the games, but we have them in order.
Yeah, pull up the list. Pull up the lists.
I don't have...
Do we already have next week?
You've got the list for this one.
Yes, I have the list for this one.
Aaron's got the list for that one. We'll compare notes.
Alright.
And then we'll probably deck Aaron in the face. Because he's got bad opinions.
Am I allowed to block them?
No.
Do I have? Like,
You
I
have
have to
to-
take
You
them?
can block one,
Okay.
but you gotta take the second punch.
So
Okay.
who's got baby arms? Who's going to throw a weak punch?
Can I block the
Aaron,
No.
heavy punch?
No, you have to block the first one.
Wait. Eric can punch himself, but he can also block it, so that can count as a block.
Yeah, you can block yourself.
So what you're saying is I have to take a heavy punch?
Yes.
At least one.
At least 7. See, I'm gonna go get Aaron and I, the other Aaron, the good one. We're gonna go both get in my car. You're gonna stand in the middle of the road. Aaron's gonna stick his arm out of the window, and we're gonna drive past you.
It'd just be a nice little gently slap. It'd be slow motion, like he just got hurt, and he just goes.
Imagine the neighbors just watching that happen.
They'd probably cheering on him. this
They'd be
time
down
of age.
for it. They'd probably get in their cars and do the same thing.
Well, let's make a long line of slapping.
It's like the SpongeBob episode.
I was just
spanking
thinking,
machine.
Oh my god.
I was just thinking about that.
Where do you think that comes up from?
1 mile spanking
in
machine.
In their meeting of playing. You know, I like to see things get spanked. Whoa, let's make a mile-long spanking machine. Alright, so you ready?
Yeah.
So, number 1 will be Mario Odyssey with 14.
Okay, wait. I just... Hold on. I have everything out of order, so...
Because all mine are in order right now.
Wow, that was not Odyssey. There we go. 14, and then Smash 64.
And tell me when you get to 5.
What do you mean get to 5?
Because that's the next point I have is 5. The next highest point.
What about...
But you have yours as well.
Oh, yeah. Just,
Basically, he's just adding his list to yours.
okay, just a moment. I need to move things. Because they were horribly out of order.
What was the game we did for Persona 2? Innocent Sin?
Innocent
Sin,
Sin,
yeah.
yeah.
That's what I wrote down.
But you still looked up Eternal
I
Punishment.
just said Persona 2.
Yeah, that would be why.
To be fair, I couldn't get through Eternal Punishment. It's too
I watched
grindy.
I watched the trailer and I was like, that's enough for me.
It is way too grindy.
Okay, so 5. You're saying there's another 5 because State of Decay 2 got a 5.
Oh, Tales of Vesperia got a 5.
Wait, no. Wait, yeah. Alright, so who wants to rank these ones?
I would say Decay.
I would give it to Tales of Berseria.
I'm on the Berseria ship myself.
I mean,
I'm gonna give it to State of Decay.
Alright,
Ooh!
we got a debate here.
alright, the only thing I would give against State of Decay is that I think that the gameplay loop in Berseria is longer and honestly more entertaining than State of Decay.
It's about as long as her murder boner.
No, it's not. There's a lot of pressing the same button, but
It's about as half as long as her murder boner.
you know,
But that's still very long.
oh my god. Anyway,
Here's what I'll say. Playing 2 miserable games. One you play by yourself, and the other one you can play with a partner. So that's what I'm going to play with the partner on.
One thing I forgot to say.
Berseria is not a miserable game.
One thing I forgot to say is State of Decay 2's multiplayer is very laggy.
Oh, fuck! God. I guess I'm jumping over Tales of Vesperia.
Well, you sunk
shit.
your own ship.
I probably should have said that before.
You sunk your own ship. I can't believe it.
It's like worse than Smash Ultimate's multiplayer.
Ooh.
It's like as soon as somebody joins your game, it's just like the frames are cut in half.
So the next one I have is 3.
It goes from like 50 to like 20.
Okay.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, Shadow.
The next one I have is 2.
Hang on. Alright.
Uncharted 4. That went so low.
Well, somebody dunked on it.
Who dunked on it?
I think it was Phil.
Oh, yeah.
You gave it -5?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I think I gave it a 4, and Phil's like, nah.
No, you guys talked about him
And,
having a gun, and
Mass
that's what
Effect
sold it.
Andromeda, a 0. So that is the first 10 games that we have. And Phil, once we get done writing, he can read them off.
Alright, so in order of points, I'm not going to read off the points because it'll take too long.
Okay.
Mario Odyssey, Smash 64, RE3 Make, Banjo Pilot,
How is that so rough?
Tales of Berseria, State of Decay 2, Shadow the Hedgehog, in the fucking middle where it belongs, Uncharted 4, Persona 2, Innocent Sin, and Mass Effect Andromeda at the bottom.
Where it belongs.
You know,
I feel so bad for that game's
It's gonna be
development
funny.
cycle, but it is
The farther
so
we go
bad.
on, it's gonna be like, you know, say what you will about Uncharted 4, but Uncharted 4 is a good game, and look how low it is.
It's so low.
It's under Resident Evil 3.
It's under Shadow the Hedgehog.
So that's why I'm excited for this.
Yeah, no, Uncharted. I recognize the Uncharted games are polished as all hell, but I don't.
Nobody's gonna call us no Sony Pony.
I just don't. Want
Yeah,
it.
we're Nintendrones.
That's
Dude,
true.
The dumber part is that Banjo Pilot is on top of some of these games.
I was like, why?
Because I wasn't willing to give it a -5 because I didn't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we're gonna move on. Thank you everyone for joining us once again. We will do these more on the reg from now on. There's just been nonsense going on, so thank you very much.
We will see you all next week.
No,
Take
we
care.
won't. We can't see people.
You'll hear us at some point next week.
We might read your comments.
If you leave them. And it's not just one of us commenting like I did.
The Aaron, say something.
He checked out like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, you guys. I don't know.
Okay, well, thanks a bunch. See you later.